1 in 4 adults experience a mental health issue in any given year, and my next guest offers support and information. Hello and welcome to Comcast Local Edition. I'm Donna Richardson, and my next guest is Mike Fitzpatrick, Executive Director with the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Mike, thank you for coming in. And 1 in 4 adults, that is a huge number, but how does that translate into how many Americans are actually affected?
We believe as many as 57 million Americans, Donna, experience mental illness or mental disorder in a given year. What's particularly troubling is 1/3 of the adults and 1/2 of the children who experience these disorders are unable to get the treatment they need in their communities.
And so how does NAMI come to the National Association of Mental Illness come and help with that issue?
Well, we're the largest grassroots organization in America that focuses really on serious mental illness across the lifespan. We have 1,100 affiliates across America, and those affiliates focus on education, support, and advocacy. We offer in your community and communities across America free education support groups. Our programs like Family to Family, which is focused on the needs of families who experience mental illness in their families, as well as our NAMI Connection support groups, which are run by people with mental illness who experience mental illness and offer support in communities. So we offer an array of free support activities and educational activities. We also spend a lot of time looking at issues around in the world of advocacy. We spent the last 12 years working on Capitol Hill to help pass parity for health insurance for mental illness. And we're working certainly in the health reform effort to make sure that mental illnesses are included with health care. We believe that there's an integration, there's a connection between good health and mental health. We know that people with mental illness, as a rule, die 25 years earlier than people without mental illness. And so that's something we pay close attention to now in terms of wellness, making sure that people with mental illness have access to health care, as well as good mental health services.
And also, as you're talking about this, it not only has that physical impact of dying 25 years earlier, there's also an economic impact, and it's a huge number.
Well, the economic impact of not treating mental illness in your communities is there's a secondary impact where people end up in emergency rooms, very expensive care, end up in jails in the criminal justice system. There's impact on the workplace,
right?
And really a ripple effect across families.
So but the indirect cost is actually $79 billion.
Oh, it's huge,
and
absolutely huge.
I don't think a lot of people realize how much it is, or the fact that there's 57 million Americans at any one time that are experiencing a mental disorder. Yeah,
and the sad part of it is we know that mental illnesses are really like illnesses like any other. The treatment works if you can get it.
Right.
And there is treatment available in your communities, and that's part of our function. We have a very robust website. Hundreds of thousands of people come onto our website every month looking for basic information on serious mental illness. And we really encourage people to come onto our site, NAMI.org.
And how are you working to change the stereotypes and the stigma that are associated with mental disorder? The
Surgeon General, the last Surgeon General's report talked about the impact of stigma on mental illness, and it really stops a lot of people going in for the treatment that they need. So we work, within the celebrity community, a relationship with the television program House, working with the folks who developed the movie The Soloist, as well as other public figures, to really break through the stigma of mental illness and really normalize mental illness, again, so it's considered an illness like any other. And we really believe that. And if you get treatment for mental illness, many people recover and can return to their lives.
That's wonderful. Well, Mr. Fitzpatrick, I want to thank you so much for coming in and educating us about NAMI and what you do.
Well, thank you, Donna.
My guest this hour has been Mike Fitzpatrick, Executive Director with the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And if you're interested in what Comcast is doing in your community, go to On Demand and click Get Local. For Comcast Local Edition, I'm Donna Richardson.